Great win here once again for the Gavin Smith team. This time Marco getting a turn and a Fiery Fort having his first run out. The maidens goes back to back. And Marco, I've got to say well done. I thought you rode a great race because you were forced to relinquish the lead, in which you decided to give up. Right decision. And you changed your stick at the perfect time.
Yeah, Nate, I've got to say well done to Mr. Smith. I was very confident with this horse who win today. And I couldn't have been like that if he didn't get this horse right, so well done to him. Yeah, like you say, I was forced to go to the front. I didn't really want to lead on him. He's not a horse you have to lead on. But in the meantime, I wasn't going to let him, go to the front, set the slow fractions and cost me the race like that. So I opted to go to the front. Chase came around and he went past me. Luckily, he went a nice gallop. He didn't bring it back on us. And, knowing from last time when I came to the straight, the way he picked it up on the grass, I thought the best I get going a little bit early. I saw Greg and him coming to lap us. And, I pulled him out and I started picking him up. He started racing, I would say, a little bit green. He was running around. And when I changed my stick, he quickened again. So, fantastic win from Norse.
It certainly was. It's always hard to get that first run out of the maidens under the belt. A lot of them needed to still come on, but he's really gone on well.
Yeah, he had the top weight. He had everything to do from the draw. You got to give it to him. He's, like I said last time, I think he's got a future in this place. And I'm going to say it again. He's proven now that he can run a little bit. So just well done. And hopefully to Mr. Smith, hopefully he can keep him going. And I think there's a lot more to come.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Gavin going to join me again. Fiery Fort, nice words there from Marco about him. And I think he's done a cracking job. I looked at his form and I thought, well, you don't just have to prove yourself in handicap company for the first time. You're stepping back in trip. You're also trying a new surface. But hasn't he come through with flying colours?
And it's before he won on the turf, I galloped him on the poly and he took to the surface and he actually put up a nice workout. So I wasn't really concerned about the surface. The cutback in trip was a little bit of a question mark, but this 2000 is a hard race on the poly. And Flip, I got to take my hat off to him. He didn't have it easy. It was a hard run race, and they challenged him early. Then Chase challenged him around the bend, and he started pulling, and then top the straight he went on him, and he kept on the whole way to the line. So he's a good little stamina horse, and I think he's a nice little stayer as he gets older.
And as a young horse just coming out the maidens bumping, I thought quite fair formed older knockers in this division.
Yeah, no, it's those two horses of Grants. I thought they're hard knocking and hard horses to get past. They have both had solid form. But a nice win and very well done to Neil. I know he's watching overseas. Namset Racing, lovely guys to train for.
Oh, fantastic, very well done.
Great, thank you, and thanks to Hollywood.
There you go, very well done to trainer Gavin Smith in the winner's box for the second time so far this afternoon from the 4 races that have been run. And listening to both Marco and to Gavin, this one's definitely one to pencil into your books. Fiery Fort, as Gavin pointed out, he's not had everything his own way. It's been a hard run race. He's come through on top. Very nice ride there by Marco, who knew exactly when to ask him for what. And a very well-deserved winner here as he goes back to back.
Race 4 now all clear. 2, 4, 3, 1 and 11. Tote favourite was number 3. Race 4's all clear. Looks all set. 2,000 metres. And away they go. Awakening and Boldness began smartly. Mighty Rockers right there. Giacomo towards the outside. The Goon Show. Then comes Bologna. Fiery Forces on the move with those white blinkers on. Wider out we got Nijinsky's Son. And then comes Benevolence. In behind that one Omar Tribe and King Capone is the back marker. Race them on down towards the 1500 metre area now, and Fiery Fort appears to be on the lead. Leads it by about a length and a bit from the Jinsky's Son. Is racing away in second. Then comes Giacomo. Over towards the inside we've got Awakening. They've been followed by Benevolence, Bologna. Then comes Mighty Rock. In behind that one here we got the Goon Show being followed then by Boldness, King Capone and Omar Tribe is the trailer. Fiery Fort still the leader, but only been taken over now by Nijinsky's Son. So it's going to be Nijinsky's Son that goes off to lead him from Fiery Fort back in second. Racing away in third, here we got Awakening over to the outside, Giacomo. Then comes Mighty Rock. Bologna's after that one, Benevolence towards the outside. They are being followed by Boldness, and then comes the Goon Show, King Capone, and Omar Tribe is the back marker. Through these 700 they go now, and it's still Najansky's son leads away by length there from his second. We got Benevolence towards the inside of that one. We got Fiery Fort. They've been followed by Giacomo, Awakenings off that one, the Goon Show. Then comes Bologna, Mighty Rock. In behind that one there at the back end, we got Omar Tribe. Into the straight proper now, just on 200 to go. And Fiery Fort is holding on from Najansky's son. And then comes Giacomo, Benevolence along the outside. King Capone's taking off as well as King Capone's coming hard at Fiery Fort here in the closing stages here. Fiery Fort, King Capone, but Fiery Fort is out from King Capone. Giacomo's in third. Into the straight proper now, just on 200 to go. And Fiery Fort is holding on from Najansky's son. And then comes Giacomo, Benevolence along the outside. King Capone is taking off as well as King Capone is coming hard at Fiery Fort here in the closing stages here. Fiery Fort, King Capone, but Fiery Fort is out from King Capone. Giacomo's in third.
Race 5 is interbet.co.za 0861150016. So it's a fillies and mares 66 handicap, and they're racing over the 1900 metre distance. In the ring, number 1, Close to My Heart, is where we start. Very informed yard this afternoon of trainer Gavin Smith. Turns out the mare by Marchfield, and she's definitely a runner. Marco van Rensburg in the irons, and last time out she scored her 4th career win off the back of some long-standing form. She's holding form very well, and although top weight here in this division, is definitely a runner. Number 2, Wiley's Flame, represents the Sharon Kotzen yard. Louis Mqotwa rides, and this is definitely her favourite track and trip. She's run over the 1900 metre on Polly twice for both of her career victories. So unbeaten so far, lining up here. Also should be very competitive in this division. Number 3 is Exclusivity. She's never far back. Her last run was actually a fair run against Stronger, where in Fillies and Mares 78 company she ran just over 4 lengths off of Red Herring. She is possibly at her very best on turf, but she can find the frame here. And of course, an eye-catching run was when she ran on very well over track and trip to finish second to Stable Companion Close to My Heart. A definite runner here, as it does prove she does have upset potential, especially now as on that run she is 6.5 kilos better off. So she's got to reproduce that run. That is the big if, but if she does, she can be there. Number 4, Lateral's Flash. Her recent form is a bit in and out, and what looks to be quite a competitive event, she's going to have to put her very best foot forward. In saying that, definitely another fan of track and trip. 2-time winner, both over 19 on the Polly, and she does have the apprentice claim of Julius Mapanya to her aid, taking off those 2.5 kilos. Number 5, Rock Stardom. This is another Sharon Kotzen runner, and Greg Sheen takes the ride on this one, and she's another one that's running in some very consistent form. Her last 2 starts have seen her finishing second to Boldness, 4th to Close to My Heart, whom she bumps again here. She is better off at the weights, although on paper is still held, but that's not to say that she can't manage trifectas and quartets for sure. Number 6 is Salubrious, and the Golden Sword filly should really appreciate being back up to the 1900. She has tried very hard in her last 2, but she does find the 1400 metre distance that they will run over a little bit on the sharp side for her. I do think we can expect better from her. She is in the running here. She is a 2-time winner, 1 over track and trip and 1 over 1800 metres, so definitely right up her alley this 1900 this afternoon, and she will jump from pole position. Number 7 is Elusive Fountain. Bit of a disappointing last run, though she did try the blinkers, and they have been removed. So perhaps she didn't enjoy the fitting of the blinkers, and she can do better here. She, prior to that, was actually coming back steadily from a break, and ran a good 3rd in her penultimate to Close to My Heart. Now better off at the weights, gives her the opportunity to get a look in here. Kendall Minnie will replace jockey Colin Story, so a chance ride for him. Number 8, Nevertheless, is a 3-year-old filly racing for Gavin Smith. She's by Gray's Inn. Keenan Stain gets the ride here. Her post-maiden form is on the modest side, so she's going to need to lift her game here, as there are quite a couple that look like they can get involved. Does have a lovely low weight of only 52.5 though. Number 9, Latescent. Poor last run. She can do better, but she's got to put that last run behind her. Dennis Swash will ride. He puts up a kilo, so she will carry 53.5. Number 10 is Hopeful, another Marchfield inmate here, 5-year-old mare. Huge improvement in her last run when she finished steadily late. In fact, she finished best of all in the lineups, finished 5th behind Close to My Heart after losing quite a number of lengths out the gates. She's not remarkably better off at the weights to Close to My Heart, so probably still held on paper, but she could have an outside place chance with the improvement that she showed that day, carrying only 52 kilos. That's a roundup of the inmates for race 5, the competitors, and the interbet.co.za 0861150160 fillies and mares 66 handicap to be run over the 1900 metre trip. That means the pens are right behind the parade ring here, so not too much of a way to go down, hence they spend a little bit longer in the parade ring than they would normally. And another good field where a couple have chances. Horses that really catch the eye for me here, the ones that I will be definitely keeping an eye on the way down: number 2, Wiley's Flame; number 1, Close to My Heart. I think there should be big runners here. Jockeys have just been dispatched to the ring to get a leg up on their respective mounts, and we'll follow them as they make their way to the start.
Runners and riders for race 5, the interbet.co.za 0861150160 to fillies and mares 66 handicap over 1900 metres are now leaving the parading and making their way down to the start. Number 1 is Close to My Heart, Marco van Rensburg. Number 3, Exclusivity, Chase Mojan, now races with blinkers. Number 4 is Lateral's Flash, and it is Julius Mpanya. Number 2, Wiley's Flame. Number 5 is Rockstardom, Greg Sheen. Number 8, Nevertheless, Keenan Stein. Number 10 is Hopeful, Donald Bochla-Boyle. Number 9, Latescent, Dennis Schwartz. And number 7, Elusive Fountain, Kendall Minnie. I've gone down with the lead horse. I can just wait to use an overseas race. This betting scrolls will come up in a minute or so you can just have a look there to see what's going on as far as the betting is concerned.
Ten fillies and mares lining up in race 5, interbet.co.za 0861 150 160. Fillies and Mares 66 handicap, and they will be racing over the 1900 meter trip here. My selections are as follows. Number 2, Wiley's Flame, to take the win from number 1, Close to My Heart, number 7, Elusive Fountain, and number 5, Rock Stardom. Now, Wiley's Flame, the 1900 meter on 1900 meter trip on Polly, definitely a favorite of the 3-year-olds, and both of her career wins so far have been scored over it. She's actually unbeaten, where she's run twice for 2 wins. So, yeah, yet to hold, hopefully, that stint and go 3 for 3 here. Her penultimate was actually against a lot stronger when taking on Red Herring behind in a Fillies and Mares 78 over the mile. It was a miles run, but short for her last time out. So she's had excuses for both of her last. Penultimate against Stronger, her last run over the mile. And if you go back to her last run in this company over this trip, it was a win. So I think she's going to really enjoy being back to it. She is a kilo worse off to Close to My Heart, whom she beat the last time they met and whom she meets again here, but I don't think it's a massive negative, and she can definitely get the upper hand. So I think that number 2, Wiley's Flame, can be a big runner here, and I'm hoping that Louis McCartwer can find the winner's box again, this time for trainer Sharon Kotson. Number 1, Close to My Heart, is the horse I'm tipping for second. She was such a gutsy winner in her last win. She accounted for Deep River Woman in a Fillies and Mares 62 event to record her 4th career win. She did receive quite a hefty 5-point penalty for that 3/4 length victory, so her task is going to be a little bit tougher today, because she meets about 5 runners again that she did meet and beat last time out. But she has proven that she can carry the 60-plus mass, and a handy runner, the draw of 2, is definitely an advantage. What really